Good morning, guys, and welcome to Wednesday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well and looking forward to what is another decent day's racing. Actually, for a Wednesday, it's a fantastic day's racing with the start of Chester's May meeting taking place, with the Chester Cup being the highlight today. Some really interesting races like the Cheshire Oaks and things like that. Really decent three-day meeting on the way. This card wouldn't look out of place on a Saturday, and in terms of the big day Saturday racing, but yeah, a bit of a bonus to have days like this on a Wednesday. Should be a really interesting day. Not only that, there's also racing from Kelso, from Brighton, from Worcester. Good to see Worcester, back racing after all the trouble they've had with flooding and things like that. And there's also an evening meeting from Kempton on the all-weather as well. So plenty to look forward to today. Just a reminder, this is a live Q&A session if you did want to join in that. If there's any tips that you'd like for today, of course, we're going to go through the premium tip, next best bet, little earner, lucky 15. And then I have got a couple of Chester Cup fancies to give you as well. But if there are any other races that we haven't mentioned today, or a certain type of bet that you'd like, and you'd like to ask me for that, then that's absolutely fine. Remember, this is a video for FRT Gold members, and it's your chance to sit back and listen to my analysis on the tips and go through some racing news and things like that. But it's also a chance for you to get involved if you'd like to do that. If you're not watching this video live, or you can't join in the Q&A session, please remember you can email me, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. You can get in touch via Twitter. We're at freeracingtips7, and then it's facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold if you wanted to get involved on that. So plenty for us to go through today, but we're going to start off by taking a little look at how we got on yesterday. Now, remember I was saying in yesterday's video we had a really good weekend, then a poor day on Monday, and it was all about bouncing back, and we certainly did that with the premium tip being Crystal Lake, and this was a 3-1 winner. And actually the market panned out how I thought it was going to, which is always nice when that happens. Remember, this tip was at sort of 3-1 in the morning, and then when I did this video, it was about 15-8, but I said it was massive to go with a best odds guaranteed bookmaker because all the money might come down about an hour before the race, and then after that the favourite could be easy to back. That was completely the case. This horse then drifted back out to 3-1 and showed an absolutely superb attitude to still win the race. Jim Crowley gave the horse an excellent ride, but we expect that from Jim Crowley. He's the sort of jockey that you never really you never find yourself too frustrated with. You always think he does give a good ride, and I don't think perhaps he gets the credit he deserves, Jim Crowley, but thanks to him for that excellent ride. Horse showed an excellent attitude. Yeah, and at 3-1, that's a really good premium tip. 4 points win bets that we do recommend. Remember, it's 4 points for the premium tip, 3 points for the next best bet, 1 point each way for the little earner. That means that from the premium tip, in terms of just sheer profit, it was a 12-point profit, which is pretty massive there. So that gave the day, we were in profit for the day no matter what after that. But also we had a 2-1 winner on the lucky 15 to go along with the premium tip that was in there, meaning it returned some small profit. It was £19 from £1 stakes. So if you had put £1 stakes, a £15 bet on, you made £4, which might not sound like the biggest amount, but profit is profit, and you can't argue with that. So yeah, really good day yesterday. Let's hope for similar today. As I said, a really interesting day taking place. We've got Chester, Kelso, Brighton, Worcester and Kempton. Those meetings at Worcester and Kempton coming over the jumps and the all-weather, and they take place a bit later on this afternoon and through the evening as well. So should be a really good day. Really looking forward to it. And we'll start off, as always, by taking a look at the premium tip, which goes in the 145 at Chester, so the opening race of the day. And our tip here is Cheerio Sweetie at 15-8, and this is from 11-4 last night. Now this could be a similar kind of bet to what Crystal Lake was yesterday, in the fact that there's plenty of money coming for this horse at the moment. It's shortening all the time, but who knows, maybe towards the last sort of hour or so in the betting, there might be a bit of a drift on this horse if all the money is down. So do make sure you go for best odds guaranteed bookmaker. My instinct is that this horse will actually stay around the sort of 15-8, 7-4 mark. I wouldn't expect this horse to drift, but you never know. This is a 2-year-old filly actually who won at Lingfield on debut, which was a really impressive run there, and was then second behind Mukamal at Musselburgh last time out, and the Mukamal actually runs today, so you might think, a bit of a risk going up against this horse, but was only sort of a few pounds difference in that race, and there was only a length and a half between them. There's actually a stone between them now, in the fact that Cheerio Sweetie is now a stone lighter than the winning horse at Musselburgh last time out, and I think that can make a really, really big difference, and this horse can return the form. I don't think he lost anything in defeat last time out, to be honest. I think he'll improve. She will improve on this one. Looks to be a really progressive horse and should go well on what is only her second turf start. Don't forget that this filly was running on the turf for the first time last time out, and yeah, in what looks to be a really, really interesting race. I think that I think the Cheerio Sweetie has all the quality needed to take this one. As I said, there's plenty of market moves for this. Really positive in the market, which is always a good sign. Yeah, you can just about get that 15-8 right now with the likes of Betfred, Paddy Power, Stan James, and Bet365 Sky Bet as well. So do get that as soon as possible. And all those bookmakers are best odds guaranteed. So if there is another drift like there was on Crystal Lake yesterday, you will still get the very best value. So yeah, that's the premium tip. It's in the 145 at Chester, and it's Cheerio Sweetie at 15-8. That's from 11-4 this morning. Right, the next best bet of the day, that goes in the 215 at Chester, so just the race after this one. And our tip here is Terrific, currently at 9-4. This 3-year-old filly comes from Aidan O'Brien's yard, and we'll have Joseph O'Brien doing the steering, so in terms of connections, right up there. And Aidan O'Brien looking to win this race for, I think it's the fourth time in 7 years. I think he actually has a really, really good record in this race, which is a positive. I think that Terrific has actually has plenty of class and can run a really good race today. Was seen for the first time this season at Navan last time out, and was third on that day, went at 5-1. So, you know, about the kind of performance was expected. That was on soft ground, which is far from ideal for this horse, I would say. Sure to improve from the run as well, which many of these horses are going to. And we're looking at some good to firm ground and places, and I think that will actually suit Terrific. Bright Approach, who's only been seen on one occasion and did manage to win on that race, is probably the big danger here. You know, there's not much separating these two in the market, but I'd be siding with Terrific just from, you know, just maybe a bit more experience. I think, as I say, we'll come on for that run, no doubt about that, and just could be in many ways a bit more streetwise. That's a strange thing to say, but I think you know, he's a couple of pounds, or is it? Yeah, a couple of pounds higher rated, but they're all carrying the same weight in a race like this. And I think this horse, who's rated 99, will just have the better of the 97 rated Bright Approach. But it could be a really, really good race between those two. But the next best bet for us today is the 215 at Chester, and it's Terrific at 9-4. Right, the Little Earner was staying at Chester again, so these three tips all go at Chester. That's just the way it goes sometimes, you know. There's no reason why it shouldn't go like that. Usually, you know, it is, you know, you see different bets at different courses, but, you know, these bets, they just appeal to me to go at Chester. So the Little Earner, that is Border Lescott, and that's at 9-1 in the 425 at Chester. It's at 9-1 with Bet Victor. This horse might be 12 years old, but he was beaten by a short head last time out at Musselburgh, and he's I think still a top horse that showed no sign of age getting the better of him on that day, and I think will go well again today. Experience could actually be key in a race like this, where, you know, it's you know, a bit of a 5 furlong, a bit of a dash, but I think, you know, this horse's experience of coming out of the stalls, which, as we know, it's like a 100-metre sprint in athletics. If you get that bad start, you'll do very well to get it back, and I think yeah, this horse's experience can stand him in good stead for this one. Is actually drawn in stall 2, which I think is just about ideal for this race and for this horse, and I think he'll go really well today. He can certainly run himself into the places, and if at his best, I think this horse has the quality to win, and it's going to be the bet that everyone would like to see coming. I'm sure, you know, even if you haven't had a bet on this one, what you're seeing, a 12-year-old that is such a popular figure up in Scotland. Oh, sorry, such a popular figure. Not up in Scotland, ran at Scotland last time out, but this is at Chester, of course. Yeah, such a popular figure, I think can go really well today, and looks to be a good each-way bet. That's Border Lescott in the 425 at Chester, and this horse is at 9-1. Right, your lucky 15 for today. As you know, you'll have Cheerio Sweetie in there in the 145 at Chester. currently around about 15 to 8 right now. Terrific, the next best bet of the day. That's in the 2:15 at Chester, 9 to 4. Then we have Top Cop in the 2:35 at Brighton at around about 15 to 8, possibly just been backed into 7 to 4 right now. And we finish off this lucky 15 with Fiddler's Reel in the 4:35 at Kelso at 3 to 1. Potential returns for £1 stakes for this lucky 15 around about £350 or so, give or take, with a little bit of market moves for a couple of these horses. So they're all of today's tips. If you've got any questions about any of them, please do feel free to get in touch and ask me some questions on them. Absolutely no problem at all. Good to see plenty of you watching today's video, by the way. Yeah, if you've got any questions about anything, whether they're today's tips or a tip or a certain type of bet you want, please do join in the Q&A session quickly. It'll be around for a couple more minutes or so. And if you haven't quite got time to do that, do just send me an email on Facebook or to joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. So now we've gone through all of today's tips, we're just going to talk quickly about the big race of the day, which is the Chester Cup. Now this is a Class 2 Heritage Handicap. It's a really competitive race. We bet 5 to 1 the field in this one, and it's going to be, as I say, really competitive. What have we got? We've got 17 runners. All bookmakers are paying 4 places and quarter the odds, so it might cry out for some each way betting there. But for me, looking at it, I'm usually keen to take on a favourite in races like this, but I think Mabraza, who is the 5 to 1 favourite, ticks too many boxes to ignore right now, and at 5 to 1 I think he's still getting some cracking value on this horse. I think he's going to be suited by conditions today, has a really good draw, and also had a really good first run at Redcar, I believe it was, when finishing second over a couple of miles last time out. This 2 mile 2 furlong trip I don't think will be a problem for this horse. Has plenty of quality, I think, and perhaps the most quality in this race. Has Paul Hannigan on board, who, as we know, is one of the, you've got to say, he's one of the top jockeys around and a man for the big occasion. And I think at 5 to 1, I think that's too good a price to ignore on this favourite Mabraza. I think he'll go very well in the Chester Cup. If you did want an each way bet for you each way players, then I would say that the best each way bet in this one is Communicator at 10 to 1. That would be my each way shout. But if you gave me a £10 free bet or something like that, it would certainly go on with Mabraza at 5 to 1. I think it's going to be a really good race there. The Chester Cup, as I say, always a really competitive race. You've got the likes of Donald McCain's got a horse in this one, with it being a bit of a staying test for these flat horses over 2 miles and 2 furlongs. So should be a really interesting race there from Chester, and a really interesting day as well. I think those first couple of races, where the Premium Tip and the Next Best Bet go, they're really interesting encounters. Who knows if we might see in the 2:15, which is the Cheshire Oaks, some of these horses have an entry for the Oaks, some of them don't, but we might see a bit of a market move some of these if we see a really impressive performance in this one. But yeah, really great day from Chester, but that's not taken away from any of the other races today. Always a good card at Kelso over the jumps. Brighton, I thought the course was in terrific condition and showed a really showed plenty of quality yesterday at Brighton, which would be good. And yeah, Worcester, as I said, good to see Worcester back after all the problems they've had with the flooding. And then finally the Kempton on the all-weather. And actually, I thought the all-weather card at Kempton yesterday and the races we saw were absolutely superb. So hopefully we can see something similar to that. But yeah, that's just about it for today's video. Do feel free to get any questions in that you want throughout the day to my email, on Facebook, anything like that. But yeah, thanks for all of you for watching today's video. There'll be one at the same time tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for watching today. Speak to you all a little bit later. Let's hope for another good day of bookie bashing. Thanks and bye.